Thank you, Charles. I just enjoyed your show. Before we get into that, though, I've got a little tradition for starting the in-person podcast. If you don't mind joining me, all we do is do a 3, 2, 1 clap, and we're in. We begin.
Cool.
So here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And so we begin. So I've just seen your show, 4 short plays. I'm going to say it wrong because it's a long title.
It is.
4 more short plays loosely linked by crime.
By the theme of crime.
By the theme.
Almost. Close enough.
I tried so hard to get it right, and still I failed. But no, I was. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. It was funny throughout. I wasn't prepared for it to be quite so funny actually, because you played it very straight. It reminded me of the early 90s comedy sketch shows. Mm-hmm. Like, you're quite young. I don't know if you'd even know the 90s comedy sketch shows. Things like Hale and Pace, Ross Abbott.
I've watched a bit of like the Fast Show. I guess that's a bit later.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit later, but it very much.
Mitchell and Webb was a big influence.
Yeah.
And then I've watched some older sketch shows as well. I've watched a fair amount of the 2 Ronnies and Monty Python and stuff as well.
Have you seen anything of Hale and Pace?
I don't think so. No.
Because that was that was the first thing I thought of. That kind of straight comedy. Yet they are characters. Mm-hmm. It very much reminded me of that. So I thought you were going to be. I thought we was going to sit here and you were going to be a fan. It's almost like you've echoed them or channeled them somehow.
That's nice. I'll have to check that out.
So it is worth checking out. And Russ Abbott as well is another one you'd have to check. But anyone that's a fan of that kind of comedy is going to love your show.
Nice.
They're really going to love this style of writing. So how do you feel? You seem to be having quite a successful run here at the Fringe.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well. We've got some good reviews, a few 5-star reviews.
Nice.
We've had a few sold-out performances, and audience numbers have been generally good. And then, more importantly for me, the people who do come and see it have been really enthusiastic, like saying hi and well done to us afterwards and telling us how much they enjoyed it. The audience reviews on the Edinburgh Fringe website have all been really, really sweet. So yeah, I'm glad people are coming to see it and that they're enjoying it and connecting with it.
As a writer, you've put these years of it doesn't just happen overnight, does it? Putting a show together like this, it takes a lot of work. So how does that feel for you being in this moment right now?
It's great, yeah. This is my second time coming to the Fringe, and it's going quite a lot better than last year. Last year went like fine, it was good, but this year going really, really well compared to that. And yeah, it's very rewarding. I'm like, I can like tangibly see the impact of the hard work I put in and the stuff I've learned over the last few years. And yeah, some of the 4 short plays, the final one, those characters, Ronnie and Johnny, they're characters that I've came up with in 2018, I think, or 2019, and I've been writing little skits and short plays with those characters since then. So those 2 characters in particular.
That one in particular, that's the one that was like Hale and Pace straight off. That one was just, so reminiscent of that type of comedy. It was almost quite bizarre to see, and having this conversation with you now and saying you're not familiar with them. But yeah, you can see within this that you've really developed the characters. They're really well thought out. They're not just sketch characters that they're playing for a moment. You know, I could see that they had some character and backstory to them.
Some humanity.
Humanity,
relationship.
That's what it is exactly.
That kind of bizarre friendship that they have, where one of them's not willing to admit that they're friends, but they are friends. They do care about each other in a weird way. So then, even when they're just doing silly, funny bits for jokes, like there's more to it that you can kind of latch onto and connect to, like on a personal level. Which I think is important.
I feel like, are you interested in doing TV stuff as well? Because I feel like you could be a sketch show writer with this kind of material. Yeah, I think there's definitely a space for this kind of comedy.
Something I'm definitely interested in. Yeah, in the coming years, I'll start getting some practice in at screenwriting and start like seriously pursuing that. For the time being, like theatre is where my skill set is and what I'm good at and what I already know I love. So it's a case of like gradually making that move over into television, I think.
Yeah, even though we watched a piece of theatre, whilst I was watching it, I was feeling like it could fit easily within the space of TV as well. So congratulations, well done. I look forward to seeing what comes next from you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
That's okay. Like I say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if anyone wants to find out more about you, where can they find you?
So my theatre company is called Low Bar Theatre. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at lowbar_theatre. And then myself on Twitter, Charles_Pipe, and on Instagram, CharlesEdwardPipe_writer.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Charles. And if anyone has been watching or listening and joining us for this conversation, we appreciate you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Charles. Thank you.
There we go.
Cheers, mate. Lovely.
Awesome.
Nice.